All right, it's me, Dr. Gifford. I want to give you a brief introduction to Chapter 2 so you know what to focus on. I really want you to get the idea of homeostasis, steady state exercise, and what I call unsteady state exercise. So let's suppose that you're exercising. You measure your heart rate, right? Most of you people that run will probably have a heart rate monitor on when you run, so you're a little familiar with this. So let's suppose that we're measuring heart rate at rest and during two different types of exercise or intensities of exercise. So on this, I'm going to draw a graph. And on this graph, we're going to measure heart rate over time. So let me label this as time. And then here's heart rate as a percent of max. And we'll put 100% up here. So that'd be like your max heart rate. And let's say we got 75% and 50% here. So when you're resting, if you're watching this video, probably close to falling asleep, when you're resting, your heart rate's probably just doing something like this, pretty low. For an average college student, you're probably around 60 beats per minute. This relatively constant heart rate is known as homeostasis. So homeostasis is where you have the heart rate constant at rest. It's a resting thing. But when you exercise, you obviously, know that heart rate goes up. If you start to exercise, let's say like a light jog, heart rate might go up to 50, 75%, your max heart rate, something like that. But eventually, as it goes up, it will eventually plateau if it's a light enough intensity, and you'll get to a new equilibrium. This elevated equilibrium is known as steady state. And it's at this point where the new demand of your body for blood and oxygen is being met. And so you get this plateau or this equilibrium. But let's say you do an even more intense exercise. I'll put it as green. Let's say you're running a mile as fast as you can. That heart rate's going to go up and up and up until it hits max. And right here, you're going to fatigue, right? This is unsteady state exercise. And in unsteady state exercise, the demand of your body for blood, oxygen, and other things is greater than the heart and the rest of the body can meet. So the demand is greater than the body can supply, and that results in a lack of equilibrium. And so you never get that steady state. Unsteady state exercise, unsteady state conditions lead to fatigue. So if you're trying to go for endurance, you want to make sure it's at an exercise that you can achieve an equilibrium or a steady state. But here's the catch. Unsteady state conditions, when you don't get that equilibrium, are some of the conditions that elicit the greatest adaptations. When the body is unable to meet the demand placed on it, it adapts. And that's exactly what unsteady state exercise is. A condition where the body is not capable of meeting the demand placed on it adequately. So as you read through Chapter 2, consider these concepts of homeostasis, steady state exercise, and unsteady state exercise, and how they elicit adaptations. I challenge you also to try and apply these to your life, not just exercise, but conditions of homeostasis and steady state don't elicit nearly as much adaptation in your life, whether it's academic, whether it's professional growth, exercise. These steady state conditions or conditions of equilibrium don't elicit adaptation nearly as much as these strenuous unsteady state conditions. All right, that's all. So go ahead and proceed on and read the chapter.